The New York Jets are going to try to figure out what's in the best interest of their team. They hold the second overall pick in the draft, but they've got Sam Darnold, the guy they gave up 3 second-round picks to get by moving from 6 to 3 just 3 years ago. Here is Joe Douglas, the GM of the Jets, talking about Sam Darnold and his future.
Look, we've got a lot of decisions to make. You know, I think that Sam's going to be a great quarterback. You know, I'm excited to get a head coach in here, go through our process. You know, I had a great conversation with Sam yesterday. I won't go into the specifics, but you know, I think Sam has a very bright future in this league, and so you know, we're going to get a head coach in here. We're gonna get together. We're going to talk about quite a few decisions, and so no, I'm excited about Sam.
Remember Larry the Cable Guy? Every time I see Joe Douglas, I think Larry the Cable Guy.
Don't you? I hear you. Yeah, he's got
every damn time.
He is. Larry the Cable Guy is an awesome guy too, but Joe's a little more impressive of a man. Like has a little more muscle density. Larry Cable Guy is just fat. I've been around him. He's just fat. Sorry, Larry. He'll understand.
I don't even know where Larry the Cable Guy is anymore. I haven't seen anything or heard anything about him in a long time. But anyway, that's just, I don't know. It's the goatee. It's the look. It's the hat.
Sure.
Rip the sleeves off of that hoodie, and you're good to go. Far more importantly, the substance of what Joe Douglas had to say. Sam Darnold, or the second overall pick in the draft. Somebody asked me yesterday, what are they going to do? Well, we don't know until they have a coach, right? You don't know what the coach is going to think of Sam Darnold. You don't know what the coach is going to think of the guys coming in. Will the coach have a plan for Sam Darnold? And I think this is part of what you interview for. You wait to see what the coaches say their plan will be.
Sure.
I have a plan for fixing Sam Darnold. I have a plan for getting the most out of Justin Fields. I have a plan for trading up to get Trevor Lawrence. These are all things that I think you need to be willing to absorb as you interview these candidates, and you hope that the candidates are telling you what they truly believe, not what they think you want to hear just so they can get the job. That's a dynamic as well that can rear its ugly head during these kinds of interviews.
No doubt. I mean, no doubt. We saw that be an issue a few years ago with the Jaguars job and Blake Bortles, where that was a huge thing with the coaches being, interviewed in that process. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. It really is. This is one of the best storylines, I think, of the offseason, what the Jets do with the position they're at. You know, they're in a good spot in a lot of ways. Yeah, you can take a quarterback in Justin Fields if you want, if you're blown away by it. Hey, you could hope that some other team really likes him and wants to trade up and get him. There's that avenue. But yeah, when you do that, yes, you're saying it would keep Sam Darnold. I do think there's many people within the Jets organization that still believe in Sam Darnold. I'm one of those guys, Mike. I understand it's not clear cut, but I feel I've seen enough when I watch them and on film to go, I think you can win and be successful with Sam Darnold. I'm not saying it's going to be Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes. No. But I would tell the Jets and Jets fans to be careful about wanting to trade him, and trading away, and then going to a quarterback you don't know, what they're going to be. Again, I'd like to remind Jets fans, this guy was called Sammy the Savior when he came to town. We thought it was all done right then. Who's to say this can't all happen again? So build a team. I think you can win around Sam Darnold, and maybe they can trade that pick and add to their team overall and become a better team. You heard me say the other day, it's like the Miami Dolphins. I know Tannehill and Miami needed to split ways.
Exactly.
But
that's what I was going to say. It's Ryan. That's the name that the Jets fans need to keep in mind.
Exactly.
Who want to get rid of Sam Darnold.
Right.
Ryan Tannehill.
Exactly. Like, how good would the Dolphins be going to the Super Bowl this year right now if you had Ryan Tannehill and maybe could have made the number 5 pick something else? I don't know, whether you trade down or drafted somebody right there. Maybe you traded down and you got Justin Jefferson a little later or something like that. Who knows? But that's the point, like what you're saying. Exactly right. Be careful there, because you could have a winning formula. Let's not just ditch it for quarterback when you have a one that I think is pretty solid already.
Well, the guy that you throw overboard could go somewhere else in your division or in your conference and help a team take a playoff spot that maybe you would get.
Sure.
Like the Dolphins, 10-6. They're out. Titans in. Titans have Ryan Tannehill. That is a very real concern when you start talking about telling a quarterback to pack up his stuff and leave. The Trevor Lawrence angle fascinates me, though, because if Urban Meyer takes the Jaguars' job, right, before, and I don't know that he would want Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence, but before you would take Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence, you would try to get the Jets to trade up to number 1 so they could get Trevor Lawrence. So if you're a Jets fan, don't rule out the possibility of getting Trevor Lawrence, because if Meyer gets the Jaguars job and he wants Justin Fields, I think they're going to call the Jets at some point and say, you can get Trevor Lawrence. What are you willing to give us to move from 2 to 1?
Yeah, you're right. That is a possibility. You know, and you're right. We don't know how we don't know if he's going to be the head coach in Jacksonville. We don't know how he feels about Justin Field. We realize he's going to have great information. You know, I'm like, Urban wasn't there with Fields, right? He came the year after he left, and then
right, but he recruited him.
But he knows of him, right? He saw him on tape, all of those type of things, and of course, I'm sure he's got the greatest scouting report ever there from Ohio State. So you're right, Mike. That can be an angle to watch out for.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.